So hello, my name is Peter LaDuca. I'm a first robotic mentor for Team 3173, the McQuaid Igniters. I am, among other things, the mentor for the project management team that support our robot build activities. And this is the first year that we utilized the PTC wind chill product, and it had quite a few benefits. It helped us tremendously through our build activities, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what we used it, how we used it, and how it benefited us. In past years, we've had a challenge with multiple sub-teams and collecting regular statuses, having the teams understand what it is they needed to have completed by when, and having them submit reports on a weekly basis of their progress. The kids, in some cases, just are not as focused and don't always understand the need to provide that regular status. And what we found in PTC was an ability to divide the teams into the sub-teams and assign project managers to each of the sub-teams, and within PTC have them create their team folders where we could go and take a look at their support materials and their progress. But we also use within PTC the activities. You had the ability to create actions and assign them to sub-teams, and the sub-team project managers received emails letting them know that this particular milestone was due this coming Friday. They had to go out by a certain day and time and update whether that activity was completed or not. And we generated essentially a report with their roll-up from all their sub-teams, and were able to show sub-teams how they were performing against other sub-teams, creating some competition between the different sub-teams. So this particular screen is the PTC and some of the actions, and you'll see we've got a milestone here for complete the robot requirements for that sub-team, and a little further down that their part orders were complete. We had complete 25% build, 75% build. We had defined criteria for each of those. So on a weekly basis, the sub-teams each reported, and what we did was we compiled their results, and we imported it into Excel. And I'm not sure if this is easily seen, but we have all of the milestones, and we have each of the sub-teams, and this report would be generated from the output of PTC, and then over here we've got a nice little graph. So you can see the teams each have their own line, and each week they get a point on the graph. We would distribute this so the teams were understanding how they were against plan. One of these lines is the plan, so they could tell if they were ahead or behind on the plan. And they could also see how they were doing compared to the other sub-teams. Were the other sub-teams ahead of them? Were they on task? This screen shows the teams and how they did. And PTC solved for us the challenge of each of the sub-teams submitting a status, because we could pull it directly from Windchill, and it solved the challenge of the sub-teams not always understanding what their milestones were, because as soon as they logged into Windchill, their task list and their assignments and their due dates were displayed for them, as well as receiving emails that it was coming due or even past due. So,
and it was overall helpful.
Overall helpful, absolutely, and we're looking forward to using it in years to come.
Hi, my name is Dave Wright. I'm the CAD mentor for the Team 3173, the McQuaid Igniters.
I'm Nate Rogalski, and I'm the CAD team leader for Team 173, the Igniters.
We were fortunate to have PTC donate Creo software for us so we could make some CAD models. And I'm going to let Nate tell you how we were able to use this software for our robot.
Okay, so we use CAD mostly for the manufacturing of 3 separate sub-teams. The first one was acquisition, the second one was elevation, and the third one was shooter. So for acquisition, we modeled these pulleys and we modeled the assembly so that it would integrate well with elevation. And then we used the same type of pulleys for elevation, and then for shooter, we also used a flywheel piece, which would allow us to have more weight with our shooter up here, which would allow us to get more, a farther distance when we shot.
Well, the key here is that we were able to use the kit of parts and build the robot, and then where we needed unique parts, we were able to model the parts, make detailed drawings, send them to a machine shop where they could machine these parts for us. And everything worked really well. We did have some problems with the software. One of the problems is that when we try to get everything into the robot, we kind of run out of memory space, and then the computer will crash, and if you don't have it saved, you might lose a little bit of your work. So that's one of the things that we would like to see PTC improve on, is being able to at least tell us when it's getting ready to crash.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of times where you just have forgotten to save, and then you lose all your work and you have to start over again. So that'd be like one of the that'd be something to really work on, I guess, would be the memory usage of the program.
Right.
But overall, it's been beneficial.
Absolutely
Yes.
beneficial. We wouldn't have been able to accomplish what we have. We're fortunate. We're going to be going to the finals in St. Louis, and a good reason for that is the help that we got in building the robot on the tube so that we could make the parts.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, PTC.
Thank you.